Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Whoops. So it's Thursday morning, April, week number 2, 8th of April today. Just put some diesel in the car because it was rather low, and I'm just going over to Mum and Dad's, pick Mum up, and Dad's asked me to just give him a hand moving a few bits and pieces around in his shed. He wants to reorganise things in his shed, and there are some things that he needs more than one person to lift up and move over, workbenches, that kind of thing, tools, heavy tools, that he just needs a hand moving. So I'll do that before I take Mum shopping. So, but it's not particularly nice day today. It's a bit overcast. Thankfully it hasn't rained. Temperature's about 8 degrees Celsius, which is around about 45-46 degrees Fahrenheit. So not warm, but not particularly cold either. When the sun does come from behind the clouds, it's quite pleasant. But we've had some real weird weather this past week. Snow, sun, bits of rain, hailstone, a couple of days of real beautiful sunshine, so much so that I got a little bit sunburnt. It didn't last long, it never does with me. And then it went back really cloudy and cold and horrible again. So, typical kind of spring weather, really. The only thing we haven't really had in April is April showers. Yet. There's still time. So it's, he just stood on his toy. No wonder it came running across. So it's Friday, and we've still got some of the plants indoors because the threat of the frost and the snow still hasn't gone. But it has helped to just perk up one or two of the plants that are looking a little bit sorry, a bit worse for wear. But we have added to the collection since the last vlog. So we've just taken a trip up to one of our local small independent nurseries and just grabbed a few cheapies while we're here. So we've got some Eriops, which is the yellow. These were the ones that we had in the front garden last year. So they're going in the back garden this year. There's a Mr. Bentley. No, we didn't buy him. I've got some ivy to go into the pots. Ian's just putting some ferns in some terracotta pots that we picked up.
These were such a good buy.
Yes, now these are actually from the manufacturer. There's a factory shop not too far away, so we managed to get those from the actual factory itself at a discounted rate.
Half the price?
Yes,
half the price?
Less than half the price.
Yes, that's it.
So we've got just a few bits and pieces. He's got another hoster. I've got some muscari, which is the grape hyacinth. Now, I know these are flowering already, and it's a bit too late because these are spring flowering, but I've actually bought them for the bulbs, not for the flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'll plant them, and then next year, obviously, they'll come up in position ready. So the fact that they're actually flowering now means I know exactly where they're going to be, and I won't forget. So I've got
lolly sticks in, don't we?
Sometimes, yeah. We have done with other stuff. So I've got 3 pots of those. See the ones over there, and there's 5 or 6 or even 7 in each one. So like I said, I've got some ivies that I'm putting in around the edges of some of the pots and some of the baskets to make sure that we've got evergreen colour in there as well. So I just hope, poor Mr. Bentley, look. Poor Teddy. Poor Ted. Yeah, just to make sure we've got colour all year round. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. so noisy. So it looks as though the tulips are starting to open in the front garden, which is lovely. Just have to clear out all the dead plants from last year now, which I should have done before today, but I think that'll be a job for this afternoon. Seeing as the sun's not out today, it's mostly cloudy, but it's not cold, but it's not warm either. It's kind of like one of those in-between days. So I don't know whether you can just make out in the distance between those two houses there that there's snow on the hills. Now that is where Mum and Dad live. So although we've not had snow today, it looks as though they've had lots of snow overnight, because that's the Pennines, or the foothills of the Pennines, and they look like they're completely covered in snow. So the sun's shining this morning, there's no rain, no snow forecast, or so the weather office says. So I promised Mum and Dad that on the first day when we had clear weather, that I would go and pick them up and take them to one of the local garden centres and nurseries. So that's what I'm doing. So it's now 9:30 in the morning, and I'm just stuck kind of in rush hour traffic, which is a bit weird. Today is the first day of the second tier lifting of restrictions. So from today here in the UK, places like hairdressers and barbers and pubs with beer gardens can reopen. So yeah, another step towards whatever normal's going to look like. Ooh. There we go. Right. Want to put those in your purse, your bag? Yeah. Get them trousers. She's got jammers on. Certainly flowery pants, aren't they?
Really? I remember when we all used to wear them.
I can't reach.
Alright, just pop them in your pocket.
Yeah, okay.
See you Thursday. So there you go. they're all very, very happy. Mum's now stocked up with plenty of plants in which to fill gaps in the garden and to start creating her hanging baskets. So hopefully the threat of frost and more snow is now gone, but they're more susceptible to it where they live, because they're actually 100 foot higher topographically than we are, so they're actually quite a lot higher, more susceptible to frost and snow flurries. So, but she should be okay. The garden's pretty sheltered. Had to come out this morning because the milk that was in the fridge had gone off. Its date is April 13th, best before April 13th. Well, today is April the 13th, but when I tasted it, put it in my coffee this morning, it's definitely off. So I've had to throw nearly a couple of pints away and come out and get some fresh. Although I have had a coffee this morning, I just used the Nespresso machine instead of just ordinary, say freeze dried, if you like. So that's what I've done. So the sun's shining today, it's beautiful. It's a lot warmer than it was yesterday. And yesterday was a nice day, but today is shaping up to be beautiful. So it may be another day out in the garden. It's like a fly-by night, isn't it? Comes in, uses the printer, runs off again. It's been a funny old week this week. Weather has been off and on again. It's been hot, it's been cold, it's been freezing and frosty. But it's not been wet. We've not had much rain at all over the last 7 days or so. Let me see if I can just pull the blind up a little bit. There we go, I don't want to blind everybody. But like I said, it's been a funny old week. So we've spent a lot of time out in the garden. Obviously I had a bit of an extra trip out with Mum and Dad on Monday to the garden centre, which was quite funny. I completely forgot to film going in. So the piece of film you've actually seen was me reversing out. And I just reversed the film. So if you look carefully, you can actually see people walking backwards. But no, you've got to do these things. So yeah, but it's been a funny week, kind of. Ian's been really busy with his ephemera kits this week. I've had quite a few digi-download orders and a few bits and pieces as well. We've also been really busy, strangely enough, with day job stuff. So I think last week I said that it was really quiet, and that's kind of jinxed everything. But we've had quite a bit of day job stuff coming in. People wanting us to design graphic design stuff for YouTube stuff, and also for new product packaging for things. So it's been a fairly interesting week. It's been a varied and interesting week as well, because not only have we been doing art journaling stuff, mixed media stuff, creating products. Ian created a digi-download set for his Lady Destiny art journal page that he did on Tuesday, but also for real kind of graphic design product stuff, which is nice because it's been very thin on the ground over the past year. So it's nice that work has started to come back in again. So because, and I won't lie, the last year has been a bit of a stretch, a bit of a struggle, which I think it has for everybody as far as income is concerned. This week the UK has started to open up again. A lot of the non-essential businesses, clothes shops, shoe shops, all that kind of stuff, are now reopen, So you can now go into those, still wearing appropriate face coverings and that kind of stuff, of course. But the world is starting to look like it used to. Busy and noisy and smelly and too many people about. And I think, I've said this before, I think I'm going to kind of miss quarantine and lockdown, because while everybody was staying at home, the world became a rather peaceful and quiet and nicer place to live.
Well, that big shiny thing in the sky, the yellow glowy thing, is actually come out today, and it's a beautiful day. I've just been getting the plants out of the shed and out of the kitchen. There are such a lot. The stilbes are there. That breed is called Look at Me. Then we have the Nefophia, red hot pokers, some spare strawberries that are going in a pot. We have the lupins, which are having a nice time. I can't remember what these are called. Mike's told me 3 times. Equinox, I think they're called. Big yellow daisies. Got some ivy and some aubrietia. I'm still waiting for those to come out. I've taken them out off the table because I think they're getting waterlogged. And then of course we've got the alliums, which have sort of taken over the kitchen. I'm hoping that the next couple of days we are due to get back to proper temperatures, not any minuses. And then my hostas, they are going so well. And the big surprise is the peas. The peas are doing really well, and the beans are starting to come, but I can't take the plastic off to show you because it ruins a little biosphere, I think that's what Mike calls it. But we have a new addition to the garden, apart from Bentley. Yesterday we took delivery of a magnificent iron cartwheel. It's from 1880, 1900s, and it's actually got all the old paint on it still, and it looks great in the garden. And round that, I mean, it's tall, 4 foot, probably about 4 foot tall, and round that we're going to grow some hostas. You can see the fingers are just coming through there, and also some lovely ferns. These will open up and be huge. They're just starting to unfurl now. If I go take you a little bit further round, you'll see one that started to unfurl already. Oh, that was the seashell my granddad bought me when I was about 2 or 3 years old. Or he acquired, I don't know whether he bought it, but he acquired it from somewhere. But in this, there's a little finger coming up there. But that's what the ferns look like when they start to unfurl. It's so difficult to believe that that little clump of, looks like dead material can make a 3 foot spread. And of course, Mike's favourite, we have the scabious. Hello, Bentley Boos. There we are. The garden's looking really good. Oh, Bentley wants to say hello as well. Bentley! Sorry about the shadow. Oh. Yeah, the rest of the garden's looking good. This morning, it's a nice sunny morning. One of my hostas is coming out, and we actually have some what might call it, a juga. And these are lovely. All blue flowers on it. Excuse the broken crockery. It's just to shield the roots of the clematis so they don't get too warm. So yes, all in all, very happy this morning. And a quick update on the nasturtiums. They're ready to take over the world for world domination next Thursday, I think. They're growing really well, really quickly, and they're very healthy. And they took no time to grow. Just to keep turning them around. Oh, hello. Bentley. He sat on the sofa next to me in the garden. He wants to lay out, so I better move. I have just been turfed off the sofa by the dog, who is now having his morning sunshine snuggle in the garden. He may have a little bit of dinner later, and then maybe another little snuggle in the garden, who knows. Maybe bed early.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.